Good morning. Welcome to day 18 of my my water fast. I really haven't felt much like making videos on this fast because it's been grim. This has been a really grim time, and the vast majority of it is my fault. So I think the main thing that you have to remember when water fasting is to take it easy. And basically my life hasn't stopped. It's been exactly the same as it always was. And it's been a very, very uncomfortable time. Had masses of sort of kidney pain, liver pain has been unbelievable. And really, I came into this fast very unprepared. A week before, I did a week of clean eating with my daughter when she came to stay, and we did we were eating raw, which is great. And I tapered off my thyroid medication, which I'd been on a relatively high dose, not really a high dose, but 1.5 grains of Armour. Anybody who knows that stuff. And I sort of tapered it down very, very quickly and stopped, and on the first day of the fast I just stopped altogether, which I think may have affected my heart rate throughout the time I've been doing, because the heart rate seems to be a bit sort of jittery, and I've always noticed if I've upped the Armour that I have a bit of trouble with it. So yeah, so I've learnt a lot already. I've decided I'm not going to take this very much further. I think I'll take it to 21 days. So say today's 18, I'll take it to 21 days and then refeed on the 22nd day. I just don't feel at the moment this is quite. This is too difficult. The toxicity coming out is terrible. I mean, suffering from horrendous cravings. Unhealthy food cravings, alcohol cravings, funnily enough, coffee cravings, caffeine, all the stuff that shouldn't be, and just doing the wrong things. Yesterday I was out in Truro, looking in a nice supermarket there. We call it M&S, and look, they do clothes, but they also do have nice food, and it was just like picking up all this food and looking at it and sort of feeling, why me? It's just totally the wrong attitude towards. Why do I have to go through this? Why can't I just be healthy, normal body weight, just happy, emotionally healthy, fit, able to do everything I want to do without having to go to the extremes of fasting, and just feeling those sort of feelings. I'm sure other people have them as well. Maybe they don't talk about them, but I'm just doing this really because I want to try and get my vitality back. And vitality is missing. And by vitality, I just mean wanting to get out of bed in the morning and do stuff and have the energy to do what I enjoy doing, to walk and cycle. And I love going for long rides. I don't race. I don't go. I'm not very fast. That's not my goal. I just enjoy going out, moderate cycling. Hard. It's hilly where I live, and I'll go out from 2 to 4 hours. And I like to do that 3-4 times a week if I can, if the weather's reasonable. And maybe I cut them down to 1.5, 2 hours when it's wet and it's not particularly enjoyable, but the dopamines, give you a great feeling of well-being, and all without any sort of medication. So that's nice. So yeah, I've learned a lot from this fast, and it's almost led me to believe that paying thousands of pounds, if you've possibly got it, may be worth going somewhere and just being in the environment. Taking all the stress and strains away, all the ties, all the phone calls, all the noise, everything. There's been a lot going on in this time, And if you just take all that away and relax, then your body can really do some good healing. And if you're around people who are doing the same thing and who are supportive of, because they know what you're going through. I have family who just sort of, who I've told I'm doing, and they dismiss it in the most cruel way and make comments, you know, like, oh, haven't you finished that fast thing yet? You know, and it's like all just dismissive and narrow-minded, and you know, and those are my nearest and dearest people. So pretty crap, really. Yeah, made a lot of errors, you know. But I'm doing it, and the thing is that I've sort of achieved in a way. The blood pressure hasn't gone as low as I'd have liked it to go. I've had readings now consistently under the sort of the British or the American, whatever it is, you know, the 120/70, whatever it is, and I'm constantly getting readings under that now. But I sort of set a goal of, well, I'll be under 110/70, something like that, 110/60, so somewhere like that. And occasionally I get a reading of, like, it suddenly drops to 103 or something, but it's very erratic. So normally I'm sort of now at this point I'm between about 115 and 110 over 60, 70, something like that. Now, the heart rate's been very high all the time, which I believe is normal, so I don't know other people who are fasting if they've had similar experience of the heart rate being about that. What else is it to say? I just feel that it would be a much better idea to I mean, I know all this stuff anyway, I don't know why I did it. It would just be a much better idea to slowly taper down from your whatever eating you're doing, get onto a very healthy diet, you know, and not overeating, just like eating reasonably, and just slowly taper it down until you're 100% on raw food, probably for a few months, and plan your fast. You know, don't go into it if you're overweight, because it's not a weight loss plan. Go into it when you're nearly, you know, if you've got a few pounds to lose or something, you know, when your body weight's normal, you're going to get the most benefit, I believe, if you're nearly normal body weight. I mean, yeah, you know, I'm overweight. I've got no, as I said, I'm not weighing this time, but I know, you always know if you're losing weight, and I know I've lost a lot of weight, you know, just by trousers and stuff. Suddenly, like, oh my God, you know, the belts, like, I've moved it up notches, and trousers that I was wearing I can't wear now because they're just ridiculous. So you do lose weight, but it's not, you know, I'm still going to have the body fat that I really need to get rid of, and I feel that body fat needs to be got rid of by long consistency of eating healthy, but not overeating. You know, I think I talked before that the sort of the 30 bananas a day, 30 bananas a day idea to me, I grabbed it because I love the idea of eating as much as you like, or as much as you can. No, not as much as you can, but as much as you want. That was very, very attractive to me. So, like, just having, you know, 15, 20 banana smoothies, or 10 banana smoothies, whatever, loads of fruit, just eating all the time. You know, if it always seems the answer to that, we haven't got enough calories. Okay, I'll eat some more then. And all that happened to me was I was virtually unconscious, and, you know, God knows what it did to my sugar and my insulin levels. It just didn't work. I mean, I did have energy. I had energy in the morning, and I could go and cycle, or do a lot. But as soon as I came back and thought, right, now it's time to have my smoothie, it was like bang, and I was virtually unconscious. I could lie on a settee, and I'd feel out of my head. So that idea doesn't work. I've got to readdress this. You know, I tried McDougall, but of course then I always end up eating sort of loads of potatoes and things like that. You know, I always go for the quick, easy, the quick, easy calories, the quick, easy carbohydrate. And sometimes for my dinner I just have like a kilo of boiled potatoes and beans, which sounds quite healthy, but it still had the same effect of anaesthetizing me and, you know, putting me out of balance. So I don't even know if I've got diabetic tendencies. But however, at the end of these 21 days, I know my system will be reset again. So it's really up to me what I do then, and it's a great starting point. So I'd like to think, in theory, that I'll be able to refeed slowly. I've already bought my watermelons; they're there, looking all yummy, ready. I think they're right. Hopefully they're right. Bought another type of melon just in case that one isn't right, and I bought a few other bits of fruit to start ripening, some mangoes, stuff like that. Haven't bought the greens yet, and my intention is to do watermelon the first day, and to have 6 or 7 meals, 2 hours apart, small slice of watermelon each time, not excessive at all. And that would be my first day. Second day I'll do watermelon again. However, this time in between I'll have a few green juices, which is just to try and start building up some of the things I might be slightly down on. So the juices would be like something like a juiced cucumber with a few celery sticks and some kale juiced in there to make a nice strong juice. Probably not much sweetener, because I think the tastes are going to be enormous, and I mean they will be enormous. Just take it easy and just slowly integrate, a bit of salad later on. Keep on the fruit. Keep down bananas and things like that. Keep on the high water fruits, oranges, anything high water. Keep on lots of melons. No reason why not. You can buy them here now, providing they're ripe. Goodness knows. But just try and keep the calories down. You've got 6 weeks where your metabolism is going to be low or slow, And this isn't. I remember last time that I had overwhelming cravings for salt, and I started eating. I went on to McDougall after about 3 days and introduced miso and soy sauce, and the result, of course, was horrendous edema. My ankles swelled. That one particular ankle was. I've never seen it like that. It's quite frightening, and of course it was just doing too much too quickly, and it didn't lead on to a great place. So another bit of a rambly one. But anyway, through all these things I've been through, which is constantly going out, constantly doing stuff, not relaxing, blood pressure has come down. My leg's done a great recovery. My foot's not too bad. If I walk a lot, I still feel it, but it's recovered a lot from where it was. And it also seems, even if it hurts one day, the next day it'll be gone again. Bit of a disadvantage is that we're in the middle of winter here, and it's quite cold at the moment, and I have to keep the fire. We have fires to keep the house warm, which is nice, but it's a lot of work. And because I'm dizzy when I stand up now, I suppose it's just variable blood pressure. Sometimes I get very dizzy. I was being very careful as I stood up, and I was carrying a 25 kilo bag of coal, and just did an awkward twist, and I put my back out, which is just not great. Although maybe it's the sign to try and relax a bit more. So, but you still have to carry on with it. So maybe a bit of a miserable picture I've painted. I'm really just trying to say how you can do wrong, how it can be so wrong to do a fast without being prepared for it. I'm disappointed, I suppose, in a way that, I could take it to 35 days. It's only 2 weeks away, but I don't know. I feel I'm going to get more recovery if I stop now and really try and get to grips with eating healthily, and then maybe consider even doing a supervised fast or a prolonged fast if I can manage to get my body down to a more realistic weight. I'm sure at the moment I'm still quite heavy. I have no idea, but I'm heavier than I want to be. And it's not, for cycling, it's great to be like as light as possible. All your organs function better. Much as you can see the fat on the outside, what you can't see is the fat that's surrounding all the organs, unless you go and have an MRI or something. So just to be trim sounds great. Trim all around, and it just helps everything works better. Your system has got more resources to deal with a smaller body. The fatter and the bigger you are, the more fat you're carrying. It's just more work for everything. It's more work for your heart, your lungs. Things are constricted inside your body cavity. If you've got loads of body fat in there, how can you draw air? When you need to, when you're climbing hills on a bike and stuff like that, you can't breathe properly if your heart can't pump properly if everything's surrounded by fat. So yeah, so that's where I aim to go. Whether I achieve it or not, I don't know. But I'm always striving to do something better. And if I make mistakes, then I'll start it from the beginning again and try again. Don't know what else to say on this one, really. Yeah, I'll try and do a video or two more before I finish, and maybe I'll try and maybe I will do some refeeding ones, so that you can see how that goes, because I think that's more to the point. I think the relevant, actually just staying on another week or so wouldn't be so hard. But what's really looming is the refeed, and the refeed is the hardest bit. But just think, raw, natural to start with. Maybe later on you can introduce steamed veg and stuff like that, because you get more choice. It's not very nice to eat raw cabbage, but lightly steamed cabbage or lightly steamed greens, stuff like that, very nice. You can't really eat raw kale. It's pretty revolting. Yeah, all good stuff. So sort of lots of warnings. I suppose to summarise my warnings, they would be: do be healthy before you start the fast. Do be raw. Put yourself into a situation. If you don't go on a retreat, just make sure you're in a safe place. Maybe not have mobile phones, stuff like that. Or keep them switched off all the time. Don't get bombarded by problems outside of you. You don't need to know. It's probably easier to go away, because then you're cut off from people and they can't rely on you to be there for them. So rest is important, although I'm sure a little light exercise is good for you too. Otherwise you die of boredom. But nothing that raises your heart rate too much. And at the beginning I found cycling easy. Now I'm not doing it. But I think I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope some people get something out of this. And if you've got any comments or anything, leave them, and I'll get back to you, because it's all helpful stuff, and I watch a lot of people's videos, and it's given me so much support. When I feel insane and everybody around me is doing insane things, look at somebody who's fasting, and I know we're in the same place. I know that somewhere we share huge similarities in what we want to achieve. So I really do value everybody who's posts videos on YouTube and that are positive about this thing, because it's not easy. It's hard, and it can be painful, and it can be quite lonely, and it brings up all feelings that are so deep inside you, the stuff that you'd rather not face, and stuff that can make you feel so uncomfortable, stuff that you maybe put out of your mind sometimes, and then suddenly it's reality and makes you reevaluate your whole life. So fasting is quite an eye-opener. But anyway, I say to you all, go well, and thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.